What's up, everybody? It's Bergerac, and today we have some tragic news. Karl did not uphold his end of the deal and has not indeed published a video talking about what the hell happened with his lawsuit failure. I don't know if you recall, but on April 4th, Karl tweeted that he would be releasing a video next weekend outlining everything in detail. So just basically asking us to have patience, and he came off as very understanding. You know, he said he wasn't bitter about negative comments, which, I mean, not that he had a right to be bitter, but I appreciated that he was kind of approaching it this way. It sounded like he was going to be accountable, but in Australia, it is currently Monday. So the weekend has passed, and I'm honestly, part of me is not surprised because I knew there was a likelihood that we just wouldn't hear anything from him for a while. But this is somebody who had, you know, so much credibility, and it seemed like he really knew what he was doing, and he seemed like somebody who, if anyone was going to be able to take accountability for screwing something up, it would be Karl. But ever since the lawsuit was lost and all this stuff came out about him being misleading and being manipulative and actually being a lot dumber than we thought he was in real life compared to what he portrayed online, it was just kind of disappointing. And learning all this stuff about him in the interim is just kind of not... It makes the lack of a response video being posted when he promised to upload one less surprising. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next few days, because he has been getting it from all sides. In the interim, between this post on the 4th and today, Billy Mitchell has been taking shots at him. We've had all of these screenshots come out from his Discord channel, and he's just a weird guy, okay? He's weirder and nastier than we thought he was, but you know, we talked about Billy Mitchell being a sore winner, and that could not be more true than these tweets that he posted. Billy posted these screenshots, okay, of Karl talking in March, the end of March, days before the verdict was announced, okay? Talking with somebody in his Discord channel. And so the conversation goes, Ghost of Yoda is the guy he's talking to, and he's asked, do you ever run scripts for videos like this past a lawyer, or is it not worth the expense? A valid question, a great question, and something that I wish had been maybe asked slightly sooner, given the result of said lawsuit that he got himself squirreled up in. But Karl said, no, I don't, because fuck lawyers and what they think. If I want to say something, I'll say it. Fuck letting other people tell you what to do. A lawyer will always tell you to say nothing. Who wants to live by that principle? Karl. The people who want to live by that principle are the people that don't want to get fucking sued. You can call Billy names. You can accuse him of cheating on video games and like back it up, you know? You can't blame somebody for the death of another person with no evidence just because you have an axe to grind. And I think any lawyer worth their salt would have told you that. But then it got worse because Billy posted another one where it was another screenshot of Karl talking. Again, this one is a little older. It's March 3rd, so about a month before we got the verdict. But it's Karl saying that they fed the court transcripts into AI, and it said that there's no scenario where they'll lose the case, which is absolutely absurd. And he goes on to say that even if Billy won, the damages would be nominal, and he would have to pay Karl's costs for the legal settlement. And the irony in that is... I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like, up to 3 days beforehand, and even, you know, like a month prior, but 3 days before we got the verdict, that confidence, like the arrogance was just there, and it's crazy. Like, how did you get that far into the case and think that you would win? Like, I wish that they had filmed or like live streamed the entire thing, because I just want to see what was the conversation. What were the questions and like the cross-examination and all the stuff that was going on? What was being said that had Karl so convinced that he was gonna win no matter what and that he wouldn't have to pay anything? Part of me wonders if like he just didn't notice how the tides were turning against him and he was just operating the whole time like, oh no, it's fine, I've got this. Not recognizing that he was in fact not going to have this. So we know how Billy feels about it. We've known since the verdict dropped with the "I love the smell of victory in the evening air," whatever the hell that conversation was about. But seeing him like a week after the fact, just rubbing his nose in it, just rubbing it in on Karl's loss is just crazy. And it's like, okay, like you can't defend Billy as like being vindicated, quote unquote, because he's sitting here acting like a massive dick. It is justifiable, but it's still awful. Like, let's just be fair. If it were me and I won the case, I would just take the money and run. I might say something cheeky like Billy did on the day of, but I don't know that I would keep posting about it. Like, he's such a sore winner. It's hilarious, but it's awful. It's like, it's proof, like, okay, like, he's a terrible person. Like, he's such a sassy little dirtbag. But at the same time, when you consider who he was up against, like, Karl's no better. He's sitting here acting like he's gonna win. He's acting like he's got it figured out. He's acting like he is the king and he will bring Billy Mitchell down, and he just couldn't do it. There was one final response that Billy had posted as well that I almost forgot about, where he posted another thing where I'm like, okay, he had to be an idiot. He has to be stupid. Like, maybe it's one of those situations where like Karl is one of those people who are just very knowledgeable in one thing and nothing else, but they act like they're knowledgeable in everything that they talk about. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. When he had said what he did about the AI, he had added, I guess somebody questioned him, like, how do you know that that's going to be accurate? Like, how do you know the AI is like correct? Because there have been instances where AI has lied about court cases and things like this. And Karl said, AI never lies. And Newbie1 Kenobi had replied to him on Discord and said, AI can't lie. AI can only do what it's trained to do. And Karl said, I mean, give me a single example that AI was ever wrong. You can't. And it's like, where were you when all the AI stuff was happening, where like Google's Gemini was giving answers to people asking for like recipes and shit, or asking for like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And basically telling people to poison themselves, or was just giving really bad advice or stuff that wasn't proven. It was just pulling shit out of thin air. The cases where there was like a lawyer, or I think it was a couple lawyers, where they had used AI to build their court case, and the AI was citing case law that it had made up. The cases had never actually happened. It just produced it out of thin air. I think what Kenobi was trying to say was like, yeah, it can't lie because it's just doing what it's trained to do. So you're asking it to do this thing, it's going to find a way to do the thing. So if Karl's asking it this question, it's going to answer with what Karl wants to hear. And I think that's probably what happened. But I'm kind of getting really tired of these YouTubers who are like thinking that AI is going to solve all their problems and not like doing a modicum of independent research or consulting with people. I'll never forget it happening with Mama Max. But it's like, it's one thing for it to be Mama Max, it's another for it to be Karl Jobst, who's like in an active litigation situation. All that to say, people are kind of pissed at him because he said, you know, we're gonna talk about this, I'm gonna post about it next weekend. Next weekend has come and gone, and there is nothing to show for it except for Billy dunking on him like 2 days ago when, I don't know, he probably should have posted the video he said he was going to post the following weekend. So that's all we've got to say right now. All we can do is just kind of put up a daily counter and wait and see how long it actually takes. Part of me hopes maybe what he meant was like not the coming weekend, but like the weekend after. But I don't know. So we'll wait until like the end of April. We'll just wait and see if he gives us anything. But until then, not looking good. So that's all I've got to say about that right now. I figured we'd get this little update in because where is he? And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.